So, all right. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode. Ryan with Brennan. Today, I am in Lake Orion, Michigan. Not far from home. Not close to work, actually. I just got done with work. I am with Matt from work. Not really from my work, but Matt from work racing. This is Matt Denoyer.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those that looks how it sounds, but those are usually the ones I butcher the most.
Yeah, until you try to spell it, it's pretty simple.
So right on, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on for sure and let me interview you and taking some time out of your day to come over.
Not a problem. Happy to have you.
Thanks, man. So Matt does interesting racing. He races in the BAGGER Racing League, and if you haven't seen that, I'm going to put a clip up. That is what Matt's about. Matt races. Tell us tell us about you. Tell us how'd you start how'd you get going riding? How'd you decide to start racing? I mean, we talked a bit off camera, but.
Yeah, so started when I left the house and was completely free to use my own will in my own ways. So moved out to California and started riding sport bikes in the canyons and fell in love with it from there. Throughout the Marine Corps, had a few safety courses and stuff like that, but never any actual track experience until I decided to start in on this venture.
Okay, right on. Thank you for your service in the Marines, for sure.
Thank you for your support.
So, you don't just happen into track race. So, what did you grow up with? Did you grow up on the mini bikes and dirt bikes, or did you just kind of wait till you?
We didn't have anything. There wasn't enough money for it. Huh? So, I had pedal bikes as a kid,
sure.
A little kid, but there was a large span of me remembering not having a pedal bike while all my friends did.
Okay.
And I think I was 12 or 13, and we won one on a raffle from the Piggly Wiggly, and that's how I got my pedal bike. So,
nice.
Yeah, money for dirt bikes wasn't there. Dad was over the road making the money to try and let us survive. So
right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, you made up for it now.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're still working on making up for it.
Yeah. Right on, big time, man. I mean, you probably be a minute slower with me, my fat ass on that thing. But so tell us about your bikes. Your Indians first. That's the first one you raced on.
Yeah. So I got off work about a week earlier than the job was supposed to end, and that gave us plenty of time to start looking at the internet and trying to find out things to do for the weekend. And I happened across the BRL's webpage after seeing a Facebook ad, and went and ordered tickets to go and be a spectator at the event. And after I got done processing that checkout, there was a little click here at the edge of the screen for a practice day for $225. And I was like, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and take that practice day. Signed up for the practice day, went out there, met with Rob from LM2. He was the instructor that was out there with the BRL. He got me some track time, gave me some tips and hints, and ultimately is the one who led to me getting my license that weekend with the BRL. So.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
And the funny thing is to me it's not funny. I mean, but because I can see me doing it, is you took your daily. Daily rider out there at first.
Yeah, when I originally bought the tickets, and I had intended on riding the bike out there, and then I thought, well, what better way than to just ride the bike out there and race it? About halfway through that thought process, I realized how uncomfortable it would be to ride in full leathers for 4 hours. Along with all the other track gear like fuel cans and things like that
Sure.
that I wasn't thinking about, so we went ahead and trailered it up.
Yeah. Makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, that was the goal. That's what the BRL's about. They like to advertise that it's a get-in entry-level sport in the super street class, and that's what I went in with the Indian, and after that first race, I was hooked. So went ahead and talked to Scott from A Plus Performance. He's the one who built this bike, actually. After that was history.
So what year is this a Chieftain?
It's a 21 Challenger.
Oh, Challenger. Okay, I'm sorry.
All good.
21. Basically stock with exhaust on it.
Yep, exhaust, S&S intake, and then it's got the S&S in-frame air filter, and then Lloyd's tune.
And you turned some pretty respectful times with it.
Did pretty decent. I was 10 to 15 seconds off the actual racers, we'll call them, because with the additional lift and suspension and the mid controls and everything like that, they're able to make it around those corners a lot quicker. So, but for a stock bike, I was thoroughly happy with how it performed, especially on the straights. There was tons of times where the extra RPMs from the overhead cams allowed me to sing past some Harleys and then hammer down on the brakes in the corner. So,
and then at what year did you pick this up? Like how long ago? At what point were you like, I need more?
I raced that at Gingerman.
Okay.
And the owner of the BRL, Rob Bidos, came up to me and he said, "You ready to make this a thing?" And I said, "Brother, I'm ready. But I've done a minimal research, and in that minimal research, I found that these bikes are $100,000 bikes by the time you're done building." He goes, No. We're not factory teams. We're not King of the Baggers. There is an entry-level position for you, for everyone who's interested. And as a matter of fact, I got a guy right down the way who has a bike for sale. So I hopped off the Indian at the end of the race, went and talked to Scott Deniowitz from A Plus Performance, and got a deal worked out with him. And
the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, all in the same weekend.
Nice, man. So you've picked up some experience, and now I imagine there's a night and day difference between the two on the track.
There's a night and day difference between the two bikes with just the difference in the RPMs alone.
Okay.
Aside from suspension and everything else, I feel if I were to take the Indian and throw my lift kit on it, I'd be running comparable times to the Road Glide without going into all the engine work that the Harley has.
So, yeah, because clearly it's stock. So, go ahead. What do you tell them what's all done to it? It's actually a little less than I expected, to be honest. I expected you to be like, oh, it's got this, and the throttle bodies are in, and this cam and all that. And obviously none of it's a lot really stock, but it sounds like you can keep it relatively.
You can keep things relatively inexpensive in comparison to the GP class that we have, or King of the Baggers, building bikes like that. That takes a little bit more monetary income for perseverance.
Yeah, to be competitive. Right? Yeah, no one wants to bother to get their ass handed to them.
Yeah. So for mine, I've got front and rear is Geezer engineering suspension. Got the 3-inch lift on the front and the 2-inch longer shocks on the rear. The engine is an S&S 124 with currently it has a 58 millimeter throttle body, but we're going to switch that back out to the 66 since the rules have changed to allow up to a 68. Lift, a little bit of engine work. Trans is a factory trans.
Okay.
Primary is a factory primary. Went from 19s to 17s on the front because you can get sport bike tires into 17, so you're a little bit stickier compounds.
Sure.
Other than that, it's aesthetics and desire, right? The rest isn't necessary for racing, right? The wrap's not necessary. And
so, what are the restrictions that you have to have? I know you said you had to have the 124.
Yep. So in my class, in the Super Street class, it's limited to a 124 cubic inch twin cam or a 117 cubic inch M8. The twin cams can have up to a 68 millimeter throttle body. The M8s can have a factory throttle body in my class, which would be the 55 or 58 depending on the year. You're allowed to lift your front suspension. You're allowed to lift your rear suspension. Allowed to modify the swing arm, but not allowed to change the swing arm out for any aluminum or new aftermarket components that they've come out with the last few years.
Okay.
You have to essentially maintain a stock homology, I think is what it's called, or however you say that.
Okay, I don't know the verbiage, but
has to look like a factory bike in essence. Right. Have to have the inner fairing.
It does. I mean, aside, like I thought the headlights, like I said, when I walked in, I was drawn to the Indian, which is why I didn't notice the guys. But I thought those headlights were real for a second, and I'm like, oh, that's some Lightning McQueen shit he's pulling out. I got no headlights. But I noticed they have emissions on it, and the bags are actually off-the-shelf bags from Hogworks, right?
Yep. It's hardline bags from Hogworks, and the front fairings from Hogworks.
Okay. So what classes do they have? Like, did you jump into I know you said you're kind of beginner class. Did you jump over like a class? Is there like a stock run what you brung for the Bagger Racing League, or is it?
So that's kind of what the Super Street class has turned into. So you can ride what you bring, right?
Okay.
And I don't think there would ever be any issue with anyone showing up with a 21 Challenger with inverted forks from the factory running in the beginner league. Like that was never anything that was brought up in my time in Gingerman, right? Even though technically it is illegal for the class, but they're very open to rung what you brung kind of mentality.
I mean, that's how you're going to find who's ready for the next level, I guess, too, right?
Right.
So.
But the problem with that is as soon as you do the rung what you brung, you end up full-fledged into it.
Don't blink, because all of a sudden
now I'm not scraping floorboards. That Sawicki exhaust isn't getting tore up.
It's a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
You're going down the rabbit hole. So you do have to have tread tires, though. You can't have.
For my class, I have to have DOT-approved tires, correct?
Okay. And what else would you have to have that's street legal? I guess any of it. Well, I guess it's pretty much a street legal bike besides the headlights, turn signals, mirrors.
Yep. And then if you do have headlights, turn signals, and mirrors, the mirrors would have to come off, the kickstand would have to come off, and the headlights and taillights would have to be taped over.
So is there any is there rules? This blows my mind with the bags. Is there rules for the bags? The bags have to be a certain dimension, or is it just aesthetics at that point? I mean,
it has to be something that you can buy off the shelf for a factory bagger, essentially.
Okay.
And then, like my bags are modified as to how they connect to the subframe. I don't have the traditional
the bar
fasteners.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's weighting. So you go. I mean, obviously you want a little higher if you can get it right. You lean a little further into it. And that.
Yeah, those are up a couple inches.
Yeah,
sure.
That's why I wondered. And it even looks smaller, I guess, on the King of the Baggers. I guess they probably have different rules for sure, but they.
King of the Baggers, I'm pretty sure has to be factory. I'm pretty sure they have to use factory bags. They have to open like factory.
No kidding, man.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have like a certain weight.
But I don't know if they can have carbon fiber bags or anything like that. I know their total weight, I think it's 640 for the Indians and 600 for the Harleys is their weight, and I think it's something close to that for us, but I'd have to look at the rules.
Yeah. But, so you try to shave an ounce where you can, sure, like any other racer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so where does the Bagger Racing League run out of? You said Mid-Ohio, we talked about Hastings.
Yeah, so there's 7 races this year in 4 different places. We have Hastings, Nebraska, which is coming up next weekend. We have Gingerman, which is in Michigan over on the west side, Grand Rapids area. That's in June. And July is Mid-Ohio. September, I believe, is Vegas. It might be October, but September or October this year is Vegas after that. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Vegas is a lot of fun.
Do you run any like the same? Does the Bagger Racing League run, say, like after or before the King of the Baggers? I mean, is there any of the venues that you're at the same time?
They're pretty well spread apart with the exception of Mid-Ohio.
Okay.
June, we are in Mid-Ohio, and then July, King of the Baggers comes in right behind us usually.
Okay. I was just thinking if someone wanted to check out the high level and then see if they can do the entry level the same day or weekend, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that would be.
But, I mean, I get it. The pros are a little... Yeah, I get it for sure. So how did you do last season? Like, how did you do point wise? I imagine it's a points.
Yeah, it's points. To be honest, I don't have any of it memorized because I came in the middle of the season. I wasn't going for any titles or anything like that.
Okay.
So I went out and did my best every race.
That as long as both teams have fun. Yeah. No, I get it. But, I mean, obviously you're out there to win, but you don't at the same time.
Well, a lot of it's a learning experience for me, right? Because prior to this, there was instruction, but there was no track experience, right? So now that I'm getting track experience, and then I go from an Indian that I've been riding for 4 or 5 years to a bike that I've never been on before.
A race bike.
A race bike at that, right? No safety features, no ABS, none of that. So like, it's up to you.
Yeah, I could see that being a small learning curve.
Yeah, slight learning curve. You find yourself going into the corners faster and then realizing that it might be a little bit too fast.
Yeah, coming in hot. So with the braking system though, is that pretty much stock, or do you have like have larger discs and?
They're larger rotors. I'm running 13-inch rotors on the fronts, and I think it's 11.5 on the rear. But all of the calipers have been switched over to Nissans off of a ZX6
from Brembo.
So no, Nissan is a competitive brand of Brembo.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So some bikes come with Brembo, some bikes come with Nissan, just depending on the manufacturer. But the Kawasaki's mostly came with the Nissans until you got to, I want to say there was an anniversary model of the ZX14 or something that ran Brembos.
Okay. This is, to me, this is super cool. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, you saw a little stick catch of the video earlier, but in person, it's a whole other animal, too. I mean, any racing is. Like,
it is.
The ice racing on TV, okay. But you get there, and it's like, holy shit, man, these guys are flying. And
yeah, it's a lot of fun. And some of the things that people get caught up on is they'll look at it and they'll, why are you racing a trash can around a track? The other thing's slow. Well, come out to an event, watch us participate with the track addict guys, and see how many of the baggers are passing sport bikes in corners, and it comes down a lot to experience. So you can be quick around a track on anything.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing.
If you know how to ride.
Right.
So you race with the sport bikes at the same time?
Some of the events have, like the Vegas event last year, Track Addicts put on for us, and Track Addicts also had a class there at the same time.
Okay.
So it was a double benefit for them, right? The guys that are coming out to that get to watch the actual event of the Bagger Racing League, as well as we get to get on the track with them and use some of their time, essentially.
How many classes are in the Bagger Racing League?
3. 3 classes for the baggers. Okay. And then you have 2 additional classes for V-twins. You've got liquid-cooled and air-cooled V-twins. And then I can't remember the amount. I want to say it's 4 or 5 different classes for sport bikes and open.
Okay.
So, like, there's one open class where you can bring road glides, road kings, and then Honda Gold Wings.
I'd pay to see the Gold Wings,
things
man.
like
those things are tanks, man. Do people actually race those things?
So I think they had one person show up before I started on a Gold Wing, and they've all talked about us all going out and getting $1,000 Gold Wings and just having
it's like the bike
have that spec class in a Gold Wing.
It'd be like the bus racing figure eights almost. It'd be a spectacle for sure. That'd be fun to watch. I would like to watch that.
But that's encroaching on some dangerous areas, because like
those are heavy bikes.
Well, I mean, not only that, but we're all used to being so much higher. So like, how many of us are going into the corners hot and then finding those floorboards all the way to the sand trap?
You're not wrong. Probably most of you, right? And if one goes, taking someone with them. Do you have for your leathers? Do you have like that airbag stuff system that I know a lot of the cafe racers have, or the Isle of Man has? But
yeah. So there's a few different systems out. I've got the Alpine Star Tech 7.
Okay.
I haven't used it. I got it brand new this year, and was waiting on the other set of leathers, which I still haven't completed ordering in order to use that. So the problem is I can't use it with the old Alpine Star suit that I had.
Okay.
If there's no room in the mesh for the airbag to expand, then obviously forces have to go somewhere else, right?
Bust your back for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I won't be taking it out to Hastings with me, but hopefully I'll have the new suit compatible for the airbag system ready for June.
Right on. So let's see. So you should go ahead and give a shout out to all your sponsors, man. You should do that. I know Ray C's, because they hooked us up. Always great people over at Ray C's.
I got a ton of people who have helped me, and
there
I
you
took
go,
a
man.
picture just for that reason.
Yeah, for sure. Let them all fly, because it takes a team for sure, even if they're not with you on track day.
Yeah. So we got DP brakes and DP clutches. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all the information and knowledge that you have given me and helped me out with. Same with Geezer Engineering. Andreas, you're the man. Can't thank you enough for producing such a fine suspension product for the heavy bikes that are going around these corners. Hogworks, I love you guys. Can't thank you enough for the bags. Can't thank you enough for the front fender or the front fairing, the fender.
Michigan-based company, gotta love them.
Michigan-based company just wanted to get in with me, and they're equally as excited about being partnered with me as I am with them, which makes it really exciting.
Nice, good.
Never once did I think a company that big would be excited about teaming up with little old Matt from work.
That's why they're such a great company. One of the many reasons they're such a great company, right?
Yeah, LM2. He's doing Rob Oliver from LM2. He's an awesome guy. Not only is he giving me the instruction and the off-course education in the off time, in the off season, that every time I bothered him, he's had zero issue giving me any sort of knowledge that he could. But with this thing being on the verge of being ready, he also went ahead and set aside a sport bike for me, so I can at least ride in one class when I get out there, even if I don't have this ready by next weekend.
That's awesome. You're the man.
Yeah, dude, ridiculously good guy. Matrix Designs, these are the guys who did the whole wrap. I know a lot of people look at it and they go, wrap? Oh, yeah, well, you know what, dude? I didn't have 10 grand for a paint job. and I also don't have 10 grand to dump a paint job.
Right, yeah.
So Matrix Designs, they hooked it up. They actually hooked it up twice because I had an entirely different scheme put on the bike, but it was too close to another competitor. So went ahead and changed all that out. But, just tremendous working with them. Feel like I get on people's nerves from time to time, and was constantly reassured that this is normal for people to go through this many changes. So
yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Super good company to get with. Motul, they gave me all my fluids for the season, so I get to change my fluids after the practice on Friday, change my fluids after the race on Saturday, and change my fluids on Sunday, and increase the longevity of my bike without any detriment on my pocketbook.
That can be expensive.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who's done a regular Harley oil change.
JV from Motul, he's the North American rep. He's a great guy. Runs a great program, and he's out there with King of the Baggers doing stuff with them all the time too. Just
nice.
A real great company and organization to be around.
Okay.
Ratty Fab, he's one of the guys that's making a few custom parts for it. So I've got some ZX14 wheels that are going to be going on here shortly. Calipers don't mount up to those. So, brake rotors don't mount up to those. So he's got to make a spacer, an adapter for that, spacer for the wheels to align. And he's working all that. He's been working on all that in a spare time. So appreciate all his hard work.
Yeah.
A lot. Racies, clearly, I mean, they got me into this. I walked in after buying the bike, informed them that I just bought a Harley and was going to be doing this, and they were like, yeah, you walked in on the right day. We'd love to help you out. And they've been covering entry fees for me and things like that, helped me out with the races, and even gave me a little bit of gas money on top of the entry fees to get to Vegas last year. So they made that entire trip possible, which is...
Racies is such a great dealership.
Oh, they
man.
are.
Yeah, I mean...
Even prior to racing, like I had issues with a used bike that I'd bought off of them, and like probably 10 years prior to this, and absolutely no problem taking care of me on that end. And
they've always been way accommodating to me, and I can be a pain in the ass. So big shout out to Racies for sure.
And Saddlemen, we got to thank them for that fancy yellow seat, brand new with all the stitching. We yet again another company. I was just like, hey, I'm Matt from work. I'm in the BRL and looking to get a seat. And they were like, what kind of seat? What color stitching? And we got you.
Heck yeah. Sam, I've heard very little, if any, negative comments about Saddleman stuff. And
yeah, I've always been a fan of their products. Just never approached them about anything for free.
Sure, yeah. I noticed you had a Saddleman on that as well.
I absolutely love that two-step on the Indian. It's a amazingly comfortable seat with that gel pad in there.
Heck yeah.
But we got Screaming Speed and Fab. Got some awesome side covers on the race bike. When I was on my way back from Vegas, I actually stopped by Forever Rad, Kyle's place from Forever Rad. He works with Screaming Speed and Fab in the same shop. Screaming Speed and Fab works out of that shop. So when I stopped by just to say hey, he was like, "Oh, you got a twin cam? I got some covers that somebody ended up not wanting. Do you want these? Yeah, sure, I'll take them. Throw them on the race bike, no problem. Start assembling everything and find out that the part that goes behind the bag is too tall because my bags aren't attached in a factory way.
Sure.
Right? So went ahead and did a quick little cutout of the piece that needed to be removed, and I was like, I'll just run it like that. And I was like, no, I'll hit him up. So I hit him up, and Steve from Screaming Speed and Fab was like, yeah, absolutely, send him back. So I sent him to him with giant holes in them, and he tagged them up and got them sent right back out to me.
Nice.
I think probably like a 5-day turnaround or something like that, and he was already swamped with other people's stuff, so like definitely appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
Then we got Ultra Cool. I hit them up a couple months ago and asked them about hooking it up with a oil cooler, and
Notice it on there. Yep.
yeah, they once again more than accommodating to help out. Gave me a huge discount on it, so it keeps the bike drastically cooler. They're I think they say 50 to 60 degrees difference, might be 40 to 50 degrees difference is no exaggeration. Like,
Okay.
There's a significant amount of cooling power out of there.
And you need it, for especially with the RPMs you're
Oh,
taking.
yeah. And then last but not least, we got the Whiz Bangers. It's a little Facebook group. The guy who runs it was actually at my first race when I was on the Indian. He had an Indian as well, so me and him started chatting it up, and ended up becoming one of my sponsors by coming over and being like, hey, I want to add some money to your race team and help you out with this. Like,
Who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, absolutely,
That's awesome
brother.
that he came up to you. You know, that's great. Good for you, man. Whizbang, I hear Whizbang, I think Peaky Blinders, Danny Whizbang. I don't know if you ever listened to that, but anyway, total other tangent that my brain works off of. But good, man. Well, it takes a village for sure. It takes a patient wife. And,
oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so,
I guess I should thank her, too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't think of that sooner.
I got you. And it looks like your kids are on their way from the couple bikes that I've seen. So,
Yeah.
So you better save some money for when they get into the Bagger Racing League, you know. Probably.
Yeah, I figure I got a few more years, and then we're going to start transitioning into some other motorheads.
Yeah,
letting them live their hobbies.
It doesn't take long, man. It doesn't take long.
No, it's
They
blink
got
of
the
an eye.
sweet hookups right now, so I can see the love of it coming. But good for you, man. That's the way it goes. Well, what else you want to say, man? Here's a question. Are you running race gas, or do you got to run pump?
I'm running pump gas.
Is that a requirement for you?
I want to say there was some rule changes this year. I want to say the fuel restrictions were removed this year. But I'm pretty sure last year it was supposed to be pump gas for my class.
Okay.
And that's just always what I've run.
Okay, high octane, I imagine,
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay, that was a question I had when you mentioned the fluids, and I wanted to come back to it. But I wish you a ton of success. Hopefully I can make it out to when you're on the west side,
Yeah.
the Michigan race. I'd love to come out and just hang out and bring some people and watch you guys run, see how it
Oh,
goes.
yeah. Let me know how many you're bringing. I'll get you some pit passes.
All right, see
You guys hang out with us.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, and then if there's anything else I can do to help you with my network, man, and with your permission and your sponsor permissions, I'll put links to all of them in the description.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm happy to do it for anybody that's willing to help anybody's hobby, because it's not a cheap one. You know what I mean?
Definitely
It's not. And, you know, and Michigan, you got to support the Michigan people. I'm a Michigan guy, so. But yeah, man, I hope you all have success, and I hope you keep the bike running well, and you get all the wins you want. At least go have fun, and how can you not, right?
Yeah, have fun, and learning new lessons every time is the goal, right?
So yeah.
Eventually, I'll be fast enough to be up there on the higher classes of bikes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's about, right? Evolution.
Yep.
So, and like I said, if I can do anything to help, let me know. If anybody's looking to sponsor a biker in the Bagger Racing League, Biker Racing League, it'd be a bunch of guys of fucking. Anyway.
brother.
Got their cuts on, just getting on. But, yeah, and if you want to get into it, obviously look it up. Bagger Racing League. I link it on Facebook. I'll link it to this. And you can reach out to them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to guide you along the way and tell you how to get involved. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any questions? Matt from Work, 888 on Instagram. Matt from Work, FRUM on Facebook. Be happy to give anyone any knowledge they need to get started in this, because it's growing.
it is growing.
And it's a blast.
Growing. And for a good reason. It's fun. So, but yeah, look for it, and maybe I'll do pit pass giveaways. We can figure out, You know, buy some kind of raffle or something to get a few bucks in your pocket for the race that weekend. But thanks for coming on, man. Taking the time. I appreciate it. This is awesome. I'm pretty jealous that I don't have time or the healthy young body to do that. I've already got bones and shit replaced. So, but yeah, I look forward to seeing it, man. I wish you all the success. And thanks again to all the sponsors. Thanks to my sponsors, 508 and Insomnia Bagger Audio. So if you ever want to put a radio in this thing, I got the guy.
They do Indians?
Yeah, he does do Indians.
Yeah, right on.
But all right, thanks guys tuning in. Check it out, Bagger Racing League. Back from work, 888. The Purple Geezer Engineering Bike, Road King. So, or he might be on the Indian. Might be on the Indian. I doubt it. And if he is, you know something's really wrong with this. So, all right, guys, take care. We'll see you next time.